In this video, we're going to talk about something very important as we get older: how to walk safely and with more confidence. For many seniors, one unexpected fall can change everything. It's not just about a bruise or a sore muscle. A fall can lead to weeks of recovery, hospital visits, or even losing some of the independence you've worked so hard to keep. The good news is that many falls can actually be prevented. By making small, simple changes in the way you walk, you can protect yourself and stay steady on your feet. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or state in the comments below. And if you have your own tips for staying steady while walking, please share them. You never know who else might benefit from your advice. Point 1. Head position awareness. One of the simplest but most powerful habits you can change in your walking is where you place your head. Many older adults get into the habit of always looking down at the floor while walking. It feels safer, you want to see where your feet are going, and you don't want to trip over a rug, curb, or uneven sidewalk. But here's the truth: constantly looking down actually increases your chances of falling. Think of your head as the steering wheel of your body. Wherever your head goes, your shoulders, back, and hips follow. When you look down too often, your posture begins to collapse forward without you realizing it. Your body weight shifts ahead of your center of gravity, which makes you less steady and more likely to stumble. And while your eyes are glued to the floor, you can miss what's just a few steps ahead, like a small crack in the sidewalk or a curb you weren't expecting. So what's the better way? Physical therapists often recommend something called the 20-80 rule. That means 80% of the time, keep your head and eyes looking straight ahead, and only 20% of the time should you glance down. And when you do look down, use your eyes, not your whole head. Try keeping your gaze about 10 to 15 feet in front of you, whether you're walking inside your home, down the driveway, or in the grocery store. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to looking down all the time. But with practice, you'll notice that keeping your head up improves your posture, makes your steps more balanced, and gives you more confidence with every step. Point 2. Arm swing rhythm. Most of us think walking is all about the legs, but your arms play a much bigger role than you might realize. They act like natural stabilizers, helping you keep balance with every step you take. Think back to when you first learned to walk as a child. Your body naturally developed a rhythm. Every time your right leg moved forward, your left arm swung forward too, and the same happened on the other side. That rhythm is built into your body and has been helping you stay steady your whole life. But as we age, many people lose this natural arm swing without even noticing it. Sometimes stiffness in the shoulders or arthritis makes it harder to move freely. Other times, habits take over, like always holding a bag in one hand, leaning on furniture, or even keeping both hands in your pockets. And for many seniors, fear plays a big part. When you're worried about falling, your body often tenses up. You hold yourself stiff, and your arms stop moving naturally. Ironically, that stiffness actually makes it harder to balance. The good news is you can bring back your arm swing with just a little awareness. Next time you walk, let your elbows bend softly and allow your arms to move naturally at your sides. You don't need to exaggerate the motion or swing your arms wildly. Even gentle, relaxed swings are enough to improve your balance. If it feels awkward, try practicing at home first. Stand near a sturdy table or counter, march gently in place, and let your arms move with your steps. You can even count your steps to check if the rhythm feels even on both sides. Over time, you'll notice that walking feels smoother, your body feels less tense, and your confidence grows with every step. Point 3. Heel-to-toe walking. Now let's talk about your feet, because how you place them on the ground makes a big difference in balance and safety. Over the years, many older adults slowly change the way they walk without realizing it. Instead of rolling through each step from heel to toe, they start putting the whole foot down flat, or sometimes even landing on their toes. It may feel safer in the moment, but in reality, it increases the risk of stumbling. Here's how walking is meant to work. First, your heel should touch the ground. Then your weight rolls smoothly through the middle of your foot. Finally, your toes push you forward into the next step. This natural pattern, heel, roll, toe, is like a built-in shock absorber. It helps your joints, keeps your stride smooth, and gives your body better balance. When you skip that motion and start shuffling or stepping flat-footed, your stride becomes shorter and your muscles don't work as actively. This makes you more likely to trip over rugs, thresholds, or uneven sidewalks. The tricky part is that most people don't even notice the change, it just becomes a habit over time. The good news is you can retrain your body to walk heel to toe again. A simple way to practice is to walk slowly across a safe, open space in your home. Focus on letting your heel touch first, then rolling your foot forward naturally. Don't overdo it or exaggerate the motion, just let it flow. Some people even find it helpful to practice barefoot on carpet, because you can really feel the roll of your foot that way. At first, it might feel strange, especially if you've been shuffling for years. But with a few minutes of practice each day, your steps will become stronger, smoother, and much safer. Point 4. Small steps, big safety. When we were younger, taking long strides felt natural and even efficient. But as we age, those big steps can actually work against us. The reason is simple: when your foot reaches too far ahead of your body, your center of gravity shifts backward. That tiny shift puts extra stress on your hips and knees, and it leaves you with less control if something unexpected happens, like a slippery floor, a small rug, or an uneven patch of sidewalk. Smaller steps, on the other hand, give you more stability. They keep your body weight centered, right where you're strongest. With shorter strides, you react faster if you trip or slip. You're also more likely to lift your feet properly, which reduces the risk of dragging your toes and stumbling. And if you use a cane or walker, small steps make it much easier to stay balanced and move smoothly. Practicing this adjustment is simple. Try walking across a room at your usual pace and count how many steps you take in 10 seconds. Then repeat the same walk, but this time, take slightly smaller, quicker steps. If the number of steps goes up, that's a good sign. It means your strides are shorter and your body is more centered. At first, you might feel a little funny, like you're taking baby steps. But don't worry, your body will quickly adjust, and soon it will feel natural. Start in safe spaces, like your hallway or kitchen, and focus on keeping each step light and steady. Remember, this is not about walking faster or trying to cover more ground. It's about walking smarter, staying safe, steady, and in control every time you move. Point 5. Core strength, core confidence. When most people think about balance, they immediately picture strong legs and steady feet. But the truth is, balance starts in the middle of your body, your core. Your core includes the muscles in your stomach, lower back, and hips. Think of it like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, everything above it feels shaky. As we age, it's common for the core to slowly lose strength. You may notice yourself leaning on furniture more often, feeling wobbly when you stand up, or getting tired after just a short walk. That doesn't always mean your legs are weak. Many times, it's your core quietly asking for help. The encouraging part is you don't need fancy equipment or long workouts to strengthen your core. Small, simple exercises done regularly can make a huge difference. For example, while standing near a sturdy counter or chair, lift one foot just an inch off the floor and hold it for a few seconds, then switch to the other side. Another easy one is to gently pull your belly button in toward your spine for a few seconds while brushing your teeth or standing at the sink. These small movements might not look like much, but they wake up your core muscles and train them to support you better. Let me share a quick story. Mary, an 82-year-old grandmother, started falling more often at home. A therapist discovered her legs were fine, it was her weak core causing the problem. After just a few weeks of practicing small core exercises, Mary felt steadier and more confident walking around her house. Your core is your hidden strength. By taking a few minutes each day to work on it, you'll feel more secure, more balanced, and more confident with every step you take. Point 6. Floor awareness and transitions. One of the sneakiest causes of falls isn't big obstacles, it's the small changes in the floor beneath your feet. A rug, a shiny tile, a doorway threshold, or even moving from a bright room into a darker hallway can throw you off balance if you're not prepared. As we age, our depth perception and reaction time naturally slow just a little. That's normal, but it also means your brain may take a moment longer to process what your eyes are seeing. In that short delay, your balance can slip. Take Alan, for example, a 78-year-old who thought he was careful. One afternoon, he nearly fell in his own kitchen. The floor had just been cleaned, and while it looked fine, it was slippery. His feet were already moving before his brain caught up to the fact that the surface was slick. After that, Alan started a new habit. Whenever he walked into a different room, he would quietly say to himself, "Tile, carpet, rug." It might sound a little silly, but it gave his body just enough warning to adjust, and he hasn't had a close call since. You can do this too. As you move from one surface to another, give your brain that quick reminder by labeling the floor type in your head or softly under your breath. Also, take an extra second when moving from a bright space into a dim one, or from sunlight into shade. That small pause allows your eyes to adjust before you keep moving. If you wear bifocals, be especially cautious with steps and curbs since the lens change can make the floor look different than it really is. These little habits may not sound like much, but they can be the difference between a steady step and a stumble. Point 7. Using support wisely, not constantly. Many older adults feel torn about using support like canes, walkers, or even holding onto furniture at home. Some avoid these tools because they don't want to look weak, while others rely on them too much, grabbing whatever is nearby to steady themselves. The truth is, support should be seen as a smart tool, not a sign of weakness. When used correctly, it can actually protect your independence instead of taking it away. Think of support like a safety net. It doesn't mean you can't walk on your own. It simply gives you the confidence to keep moving without fear. The key is balance. Don't ignore support when you need it, but don't depend on it so heavily that your body stops doing its share of the work. For example, if you feel unsteady getting out of bed, place a sturdy chair nearby and use it for balance. In the hallway, keep the path clear so you're not reaching for random furniture as you go. And when you're outdoors, a cane or walker can mean the difference between staying active or staying stuck at home. It's also important to use these tools properly. A cane should be held on the opposite side of your weaker leg, so it naturally balances your stride. A walker should move forward with small steps, not be pushed too far ahead. If you're unsure, a physical therapist can show you the right technique in just a session or two. Remember, support doesn't take away your strength, it protects it. Railings, non-slip mats, canes, or walkers are not symbols of weakness. They are tools that give you freedom, safety, and peace of mind so you can keep walking confidently every day. We've just covered 7 simple habits that can truly change the way you walk each day. Each one may seem small on its own, but together, they make a powerful difference in keeping you safe, steady, and confident. First, we talked about how the position of your head guides your whole body and why looking forward instead of down keeps you balanced. Then we looked at the role of your arms, that natural swing that helps stabilize every step. We moved down to your feet and saw how heel-to-toe walking improves balance and keeps your stride smooth. We also learned why smaller steps give you more control, especially if something unexpected happens. From there, we focused on the strength of your core, the hidden foundation of your balance, and how just a few simple exercises can help you stand taller and feel steadier. We also covered the importance of paying attention to floors and transitions, because little changes under your feet can sometimes be the trickiest. And finally, we talked about using support wisely, not as a weakness but as a smart tool to protect your independence. The best part is that none of these habits require expensive equipment, long workouts, or complicated training. They're adjustments you can start practicing right away, right where you are. Every time you lift your head, swing your arms, or take a mindful step, you're telling yourself something powerful. I am still in control of my movement, and I am not done walking forward. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 habits surprised you the most? Which one will you try this week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your words might encourage someone else to keep moving with confidence. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member. You never know who might need a reminder that safer, steadier walking is possible.